All right, we're getting ready to hit rim the opposite direction as an out and back. The first video I dropped was the out. Now it's the back. I don't know exactly what the locals call it. I do love the fact that the volunteers have put in some nice new signage here all the way around at this intersection. That hasn't been here last time I was here. It really looks good. Hey, so what I would highly recommend is if you're driving through Kansas City on your way out to Colorado or southern Utah, or you know, a major mountain bike destination, and you need to stop, I would definitely stop here and ride this trail system. It's definitely nice to stretch the legs, but remember, check that website to make sure that their trails are open. Yeah, let's rip it the opposite direction. I think that just goes down to a lot to the left there. Pretty sure in the past I've done this line, alternate line right here, hop up on that rock and roll off of it, but it looks like it's got a lot of moss on it right now. The word on the street is that moss can be pretty slick. I don't think I'm going for that. That one you can hit both ways. Pretty sure we're getting ready to come into a, yeah, this rock dodge here. This is fun. Keep the elbows in, and then you can hop up onto this. Boom. That pedal drop or pop drop it. I actually manual that one. Then you get into some uphill tech, which is fun. A little exercise. Probably just about the worst line I could take. Yeah, I should have went wide on that. If I'd have grabbed the front brake there, I'd have gone over the bar. Let me see what's a good line here. I think the best line would be just to straight shoot it. All right, we're getting into some tech here. If I remember correctly, this is a hard right-hander. You gotta be careful not to tear off your rear derailleur or scratch the stanchions on your forks or your frame, or cut your elbows up. Not here, a little bit further down is what I'm talking about. This is just straightforward stuff here, but this is the part where it gets techie. I was in the wrong gear. That's the one I rolled down coming the opposite direction. I'm gonna go ahead and try that again. I don't think I can live with myself if I don't at least try it. It's really, I don't think it's that hard on an e-bike. I don't think you should get full credit for it on an e-bike. But that means that I definitely should at least try it. My goodness. I don't know what gear. Yeah, it looks like probably pretty good gear. Let's give it another go. Let's try to swing wide, set up wide as possible, and then, yeah, it's not hard. I thought it was hard. I think there's another one that may be harder than that one. It's chunky. I will say this is the one that's really hard, right through there. I think I'm gonna pass on that one. I'm afraid I'm gonna tear up my elbows or my bike. In my younger days, I would have tried that 5 or 6 times before I gave up. Now I'm like, I don't want to scratch my bike. The idea of these POV trail videos, one idea is to give some tips here and there in the real world, and what that means is you're probably going to hear me say the same tips over and over, but depending on the trail system, that will be what the tip is. So for example, the feature I just rode up, I said it's very easy on an e-bike, and it is easy on an e-bike in terms of fitness, but it's actually harder in terms of, I'm gonna shoot up this outside. Usually we always want to hit the outside fast and hard because it opens the corner up where you have a faster exit speed and you don't get pinched. All right, that was another tip. But the tip I was gonna say on the tech climbing is, not tech climbing, yeah, tech climbing, my bad, is that it's harder on an e-bike because The e-bike, you have to pedal constantly. You have to keep that motor engaged. Whereas on an acoustic bike, you can go really hard and then let your pedals be level and coast through a dangerous spot that could catch your pedal and hurt your foot or stall you out or cause you to crash. So while generally speaking, yes, tech climbs are easier on the e-bike in terms especially of fitness. You don't have to be very fit to be a good tech climber on an e-bike compared to an acoustic bike. However, you actually have to have better set of skills when it comes to pedal management, pedal placement, because those pedals are constantly having to revolve around, you know, the pedal path to keep the motor engaged, because once you stop pedaling, that motor shuts off. This is that feature that you roll down the steep rock and then you can either go right easy or go left up onto the cheater rock and make it more difficult. It's pretty cool. My buddy Danny, who's a local rider, he rolled down this for the first time last time I was riding here, so that was pretty neat to be a part of that experience. Let's do her. So awesome. This is such an awesome line. I love it. Mullet. Come on through. Yeah, man. Have a good one. This section of rim trail is a lot like West Ridge at Oak Mountain State Park. You kind of have to be paying attention all the time, especially if you don't know the trail, because you can kind of get caught out. And momentum is definitely your friend. The faster you go on this trail, the smoother it is. Start slowing down too much and it gets to where it will hang you up a bit. Nothing's hard about it. It's just relentless. Just keeps on. Here's a good example. This next little section is not particularly hard, but if you underestimate it, you can have problems. See what I mean? You got to line it right up. Rocks are still a little slick today. They're not super slick, but I just felt my rear wheel shift a bit. There we go. Take the easier line out here over the wet roots. Sure, there's some harder lines, but this is definitely pretty entertaining. Easiest line is outside right. This center line, I think, probably is pretty hard. Not sure I can roll it or not. I'm gonna look at it when I come up there. Yeah, roll it and then down up onto that, so your timing has to be pretty good on that. And even then, I hit the bash guard on that second rock, so if that second rock were any taller, that'd be even harder.